Hey everyone, I just want to do a different type of video today, and yeah, we're just going to talk about Action Comics number 987, The Oz Effect Part 1. I think it's time to talk about this. So I was kind of like debating whether I should do like a early Captain Cummings style comic book video where he just talks in front of the camera, or Diversity in Comics, which is like this. So I ultimately decided like this because I don't constantly want to be looking at the camera. But anyway, it was an overall good book. The Oz Effect Part 1. I like its lead up to Doomsday Clock, which I'm really looking forward to, by Geoff Johns in November. But I just have some, slight, I wouldn't use the word annoyances, but it kind of was annoying, but just like, I guess, criticisms maybe about it. But first off, this lenticular cover, pretty cool. I like it. Like Hope, like with Superman symbol, and then Oz, like all these bodies. Like I don't even know who they are. Like, yeah, I call myself a big Superman fan, but I don't even know a lot of stuff is going on. I'm not even a veteran in comics, to be honest. I only got into comics like a few years ago when I started collecting trade paperbacks and graphic novels. My dad is the really big comic book nerd. He's more of a Marvel fan. I'm more of a DC fan. Like, I think Rebirth is freaking awesome as heck. But pretty good book. Like, I like the artwork. Very detailed. How Superman is, everybody's looking for a savior, for someone to do something. But and then you got but first off, you got Oz. He's trying to pretty much put humanity at their worst so that Superman can see it. Not even Superman or Kal-El can see like how bad, can't even see how bad humanity will be. Like, because it's kind of a, whatchamacallit, it's kind of a yin and yang, like Superman full of hope, the ideal of humanity, while Oz is more like a realist or a pessimist, while Superman is an optimist. Superman's seeing the best in humanity, while Oz is seeing the worst in humanity. Yeah, I do believe that humanity has great capacity for good because we are created in the image and likeness of God, but I also believe that we also have a great capacity or potential for evil because of our sinful nature, sinful, selfish nature. But, yeah, this is really cool, the Oz effect, like all the water dripping down from the fallen truck. But I don't really want to go into too much of praising this book. Like, I do have a little bit of problems with it. Of course, it delves into politics, as all comics do nowadays, but like, I understand where the people are coming from, the writers are coming from. Well, what I really want to talk about is like how Oz wants to they'll live on the edge of chaos. It's time to give them a push. He sounds like Hydra to me, like trying to put the worst in humanity, trying to create a world so chaotic that they're willing to give up their freedom for peace, order, and security. But with Oz, it's with the Oz effect, it's kind of like going into like, these guys are getting laid off. Like, these hard workers are getting laid off, like cutting back on the company, because of free trade, managed trade deals. And then you got the oil worker that just constantly works, like shipping oil all around the world. And then you got civil wars. I don't know what country that civil war is in, but whatever. I don't want to assume. And then you got sweatshops, especially child labor. And then you got also more of hunting, to get into the controversy of hunting, like especially with rhinoceroses, because they're an endangered species and people want their rhino horns. It gets pretty socio-political, if you ask me. Maybe a bit too much, because with the company getting cut back, and this last page, like, obviously the just fired worker, look at him. He is wearing an American flag bandana. He's got the stars also up there. And then he has a freaking submachine gun. Yeah. What is he going to do with that? Oh, he's going to freaking do a workplace shooting. And then you got civil wars. Like, the rebels are going to kill kids, pretty much for the medicine, so they could make a lot of money for more guns in their civil war. And you got the Lex oil, but it's really stag oil that they're freaking that the captain is steering the ship of. Then and then look, since it's an oil ship, and then look, you got marine life over there too, because yeah, oil spills do have a horrible effect on marine life, and I think it's pretty disgusting. And you also got child laborers, like, oh, these are just slaves, we can do anything we want with them. Like, and then you got the kid right there too. Yeah, just scared in fear. And then this hunter's like, oh, who cares, like, if rhinos are protected in the reserve? They have no right to tell us what we can hunt. And then they just shoot the rhino right in the head for the rhino horn, because that's the point of rhinoceros hunting. So this is kind of this kind of leans left. Like, obviously it would be an anti-gun thing, but you know, it's also it also brings up the conversation about these quote-unquote free trade deals, which are really managed trade deals. Because you'll be able to actually look into it, what really happened in the company. But yeah, all this stuff is happening. Superman's like, oh, I gotta do something because he's Superman, duh. Then you got this workplace shooting. Look, they're speaking Spanish. Obviously, they're illegal / undocumented immigrants, and then I think you got some maybe Syrian or Middle Eastern migrants or refugees that are taking the jobs, and then this U.S. citizen worker that got cut off because high wages and all that, because obviously they're probably going to take lower wages, but he's obviously going to shoot them. He's disgruntled, but I feel like this demonizes those people that actually do get laid off or let go or something because of people wanting to make a better life here, you know? Like, I'm all for legal immigration. Illegal immigration I'm totally opposed to, of course, but I don't think you should deport them. I don't think you should kill them, but I just feels like this just demonizes those average workers that, you know, they just want a job. They just want, you know, trade to be fair. They just want an immigration policy that's actually enforced, you know, and a sensible foreign policy that doesn't create all these refugees. So I just feel like it's a bit of demonization, especially with the American flag. It really tells you, like, maybe there's some sort of hidden message in the comics, like, oh, it's your typical Trump supporter. Well, I don't know. I don't really know the author that well, so, you know. That's just my thing. I just feel like it just demonizes those people that voted for Trump. But that may just be me. Like, let me know what you think about this messaging, the subliminal messaging. So, like, why would you do this? Like, you only have to blame but yourself. Yeah, he could only blame himself. But also, you know, there's also other problems too, like the political problems and all that, with these wannabe free traders. And then you got the environmental problems too. Like, I'm for a clean environment. I'm for a pretty safe environment too. Like, I want green energy, but I also want oil. I want there to be a variety of energy sources. So, and besides these oil spills, I don't think these oil spills happen as much as you think. So I think there's just, you know, they're trying to make a statement. And then you got the rhinoceros, like the dead rhinoceros, and then you got the horns cut off. But I think, yeah, I'm opposed to hunting endangered species, but I'm also for hunting, especially with overpopulated animals, like maybe deer, like in a certain part of the United States. Like, if there's overpopulation, then there needs to be hunting in order to control that population, because if it's overpopulated with deers, they're going to go onto the road, and then they're probably going to get ran over and endanger human lives because of the accidents of crashing into deer and killing deer, and then humans get killed in car accidents and all that. So, but I also believe in treating animals humanely as well, you know. I just feel like there's just some subliminal messaging within this comic about progressivism. And actually, John Stossel made a good case about selling fake rhinoceros horns, which disincentivizes hunters from hunting actual rhinoceroses. So I'll probably link that in the video description if you want to check that out. But it's overall a pretty neat comic. like Superman's trying to stop the Civil War, which I really admire. If I were Superman too, like, I don't know if I would get involved in politics that much. Maybe I'll tell them that, oh, I'm a libertarian, but I wouldn't really get involved and force my beliefs down everybody's throats. I would not do that. But that's what they all say. And then, but it's a good lead up with just some of this political subliminal messages. And I know this comic is supposed to lead up to Doomsday Clock because Oz is trying to show the worst in humanity. Who knows what else is going on with Oz and Superman. I'm not going to spoil who Oz is. Like, I recommend that you read it for yourself. But yeah, I do totally understand that it's supposed to show the worst of humanity, and they're showing the worst of humanity with through a progressive lens, a liberal / progressive lens. And I totally understand that, but I feel like it just demonizes people who aren't part of the left a little too much. But I think that's just me because I lean more towards the right. I'm a libertarian conservative, or yeah, you could call me a classical liberal too. But like I just feel like the subliminal messaging is pretty inherent right there. But that's all I have. That's just my nitpicking of this comic. Issue 987 came out on Wednesday, like of this week that this video is being uploaded. So I recommend checking it out because it's going to lead up to Doomsday Clock, and I hope Doomsday Clock doesn't really get as political, but it probably will because Superman's trying to restore hope to Dr. Manhattan and humanity and all that, because it's that's what Superman is. He's a symbol of hope. That isn't an S. It stands for hope on Krypton, but whatever. That's. What do you think of Dallas Effect? Like, overall, it's a pretty good book, but I'm just talking in circles right now. Shoot, it doesn't have any lenticular effects. This Wonder Woman ad. Totally great movie. I recommend it, but that's besides the point. But what do you think of these political subliminal messages in Action Comics? Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next video. Next video will probably be about my experience reading Secret Empire, the main story, Secret Empire. I never read any side stories. I only read like one comic side story because my dad wanted an X-Men comic that involved Secret Empire. So like I'll be doing that in a bit, probably not today, but yeah, let me know what you think of Action Comics, and let me know what you think of these comic videos. Should I do more of these comic videos? I might, but I'm more of a collector of trade paperbacks. But I definitely will be picking up Doomsday Clock, and I have been picking up Dark Knight's Metal, so let me know if you want me to do a video on Dark Knight's Metal. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.